Everyone says that talking to a gym trainer is a canon event, and I'm here to vouch for that. Yes, don't do it. I've always had a rule that I would never talk to a gym trainer. I would never date a gym trainer. But a few years ago, I laid eyes on one and I was like, we need that. I need that expeditiously. I asked him at the time if he had a girlfriend. He said no. I was like, okay, perfect. I like heard some things and then I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he swore he did not have a girlfriend. One random day, this girl requests me, or she follows me on Instagram, and I see that like he's a mutual follower. I was like, that's it. Like it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like that's her bitch. And I confronted him about it because I was just like, I don't have time for this. Like if you're talking to her, whoever she is, like just take me out of this. He was like, I used to talk to her, but I don't talk to her anymore. Okay, sure, whatever. So we stopped talking, but obviously he still works at the gym that I go to, which is why you don't talk to a trainer, because if you stop talking, he still works there. We kept things cordial. It was just whatever, right? He texted me one October and he was like, we should go to this haunted house. And I was like, you know what? If he plans it, if he buys the tickets, he figures everything out, I'm there. Because I'm not gonna lie, I did like him. I did really like him. He ends up doing all of that. And I was like, okay, this is where my house is. This is where his house is, where the haunted house was. So he was like, if you want, you can drive to my house and I'll drive us there. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. He drives us there. The haunted house, that was one of the best dates that I've ever been on. It was so cute. I was feeling like I was drunk in love because there was also 2 bars in the waiting room of the haunted house. We get out of the haunted house. He buys us matching t-shirts. We take pictures. He's kissing me on the cheek in the pictures. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is just amazing. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. Right. Stay with me. We get back to his house. I'm actually very drunk. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just sleep over because I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna sleep over because I'm not gonna drive home drunk. He was 23, so he's still living with his mom. His room was in the basement. And then all of a sudden I like hear some noises upstairs. Tell me why the lights flick on to the stairwell of his room. The lights flick on and I'm like, whoa. I have never seen a man jump out of the bed so fast in my life and sprint up the stairs. I was so confused. I was like, wait, something's very wrong. Like I'm still out of it. I was almost in REM sleep. All of a sudden I hear pushing, I hear screaming, I hear, you have a bitch down there. I'm like, oh wait, like this cannot be his mom. Because then I hear, get the fuck out of my boyfriend's bed. Oh my God.
So she had a rule that she would never break, yet she still broke the rule for the trainer guy? See how this works? When they really want you, despite whatever it is, you're this type of guy, when they want you, they will break the rules. It's just so funny that she starts saying, I made a rule that I would never break, all to just break it. And isn't it funny how this story is years ago? It's from years ago, but this is the only one that she can mention. There hasn't been any better dudes to come along in your life? No, because she wanted that guy and she missed out on that opportunity. Even though he's cheating on his girlfriend, this is what I mean, this charming, charismatic thing that they're all going for, it always shoots them in the foot because how is he able to pull the wool over your eyes? Because you were looking for this charming, charismatic guy that can make you laugh, and nothing's wrong with that. Read the fine print. But why are you telling us this? There's not a better guy for you, a guy that wants to show up, a guy that wants to be a gentleman, that doesn't want to 2-time women. There's not one of these guys that you have access to? No, she does. And the only reason she's talking about this is because they like this toxic energy. They do, and you do not have to be toxic. Just be yourself. But I'm just putting this on display so guys really know what it is. Let's get the next one.
So I've been talking to this guy for a couple weeks now, and I think I really like him. I really see a future with him. We talk about our future. He's also a really good guy. Like, he has a job. He asks me questions about myself, which is huge. You know, they don't do that a lot. He actually sometimes even asks me how my day went, which is really cool. He usually turns the conversation into something about himself after that, though, but that's okay. He's just trying to relate. I haven't noticed any real red flags yet, but I did think it was weird. I was in the car with him last night, and we were listening to music, and I just didn't like the song, so I grabbed his phone to change the song, maybe cue up a new one that I actually liked, and he just about ran us off the road trying to get it out of my hands. So I don't know if that's like maybe considered a red flag, maybe more of like beige, maybe just something to like look out for. Like, he probably just thought he was getting a text or like his mom was calling. It probably was that.
See how she's teeter-tottering? It's like there's good things about him, but yeah, she's making excuses for him. This dude almost crashed the car and took both of them out. Sent both of them to the upper room because he's trying to grab for his phone. Yet, everything's cool here. Everything's good here. She doesn't see nothing wrong with it. Maybe it's a gray flag, a beige flag. It's not really a red flag, though. Crazy. Men will go out of their way to try to be the best for these women, but this is what actually draws them in. And I get where people think, well, you're younger and you have to go through that. Well, unfortunately for you, that's when guys want you the most. See, they want to grow and create these standards and all of this nonsense. I'm a high value woman. Well, then what is the stuff that happens before? What do you call that? What do you call that? As a matter of fact, let's watch this next chick.
Listen, I am not available to anybody who thinks they are going to waste my time. If you are not on the same page that I am on, which is only working and spending time with each other to build a relationship that leads to marriage, family, happy ending, no, I'm not going to be wasting my time on you. You do not get my time. Oh, you just want something quick, a little fling. You do not get my time. Oh, you just want to see where it is. You know, you ain't looking for nothing serious. You do not get my time. I don't have time for that. No, I do, but I'm not giving it to you. You know, I got things I want to do. I know my goals. I know what I want. If you're not on the same page with that, remove yourself from my fucking face. Have a good one, love.
See, they want to build now, but they should have been building in their early to mid 20s. Talking about, I want to build with somebody. If you want to waste my time, you can just get the hell out of here. How do you even know what it's like to have your time wasted? If you had these standards from the very beginning. They want you to conform to their rules. That's not how it goes. See, they want a leader while being in control of who leads when and how it gets led. That's not how things work. You want to waste your time. You don't want to believe in a guy, build with him and get on and reap the benefits of building with him. This is what's going to happen. And they always say, oh, my standards are high and men can't meet my standards. You never had these standards from the beginning. You know, it's funny, if you double this, a young man's energy mixed with a woman that believes in him, a woman that believes he can do anything, that sticks by him. Do you know how powerful that is to a young man, especially? So you put both of those together. Having that type of woman with the energy and the drive to go get it. A young man is unstoppable as long as a woman follows through and he follows through as well. No, they wait until a dude has it figured out and then they're like, you have to do X, Y, and Z because I'm at the age I'm at now. How does that work? Nah, we don't believe in all of this stuff. Real men understand what is. And there's nothing wrong with a woman being attracted to, you know, men who don't give them their best. There's nothing wrong with that. It's human nature at the end of the day, but men need to understand this because plenty of men want to do the best that they can. They want to overextend themselves for women that didn't have these same rules on other men. And they meet these women when they're like, you know, I need a man who's like this. And dudes are actually like, well, I can do all of that. I have all that. I'm willing to do all that. This is my 3-5 year plan. What are you talking like that to her for? She didn't help you build anything. Men need to know this stuff because if men don't, they'll get taken advantage of and then they'll be mad and they'll have nobody else to blame but themselves because they didn't understand how women actually move. Let's get this next one.
You know why I will never understand men who meet their dream girl and they know it's their dream girl, it's the love of their life, but they think they're not good enough for her, so they'll just sabotage the relationship and just...
No, men don't sabotage the relationship with their dream girl. She's manipulating it and twisting and turning it to turn into this. No, what it really is she's talking about herself. The man didn't value you, or the men. Multiple guys did not value you, and you allowed this bad treatment because you're attracted to it. You're drawn to it. Men don't sabotage something with a woman that they're actually interested in being with long term. Most men don't. You understand? Most men are in it to be in it. They're not in it to just get in, get out like this is double dutch. No, that's not how men operate. The men that you're attracted to, once again, I keep saying that it's not a bad thing. There's no right, wrong, or good, bad, indifferent. But women have to understand, if you're going to go for these type of guys, read the fine print. Don't come out here and blame all men for these men treating you poorly. Because they always have men in the background that want to treat them good. Talking about dream girl. What are we, 16? Dream girl? No, that doesn't even make sense. Let's say a guy did find his dream girl. Why would he screw her over? See, the guys that they're attracted to are able to have multiple options. Even if a guy did meet his dream girl, he probably wouldn't even know it because he has so many options. He would just say, she's different from the rest and I really like her. There is no dream girl. Get out of here with that. It's nonsense. Stop picking poorly. Stop letting men treat you like crap. Because honestly, from person to person, you do deserve more. But you have to see it in yourself first. And it's funny because, you know, guys think I have to be this type of way, or I have to be toxic, or I have to not answer, or I have to not show up for a woman to even be interested in me. No, you don't. You do not want to attract these type of women because they're not going to do anything but get bored of you and then run back to that guy who is the exact opposite of you.